I'm going to tell you about a woman who told me I was driving wrong. She got in at a pharmacy in Brick, mid-70s, coral pink lipstick that had migrated a little past her lip line, a canvas shopping bag in her lap with a pill bottle and what looked like a wrapped gift on top. The destination was a senior community in Toms River, about 18 minutes away. I pulled out onto the main road. She watched me through the rearview mirror like a hawk watches a mouse. "You're going the wrong way." I said, "Ma'am? This is the wrong way. You should have gone left back there. Why are you going right?" I told her the GPS had me going right. I told her this was the route the app recommended. She made a small sound, the kind of sound that wasn't a word but was definitely a comment. "Well, the app is stupid. This is the long way. Go left up here at the light. Go left." I went left. She told me I should have known to take the back roads at this hour. She told me everyone takes the back roads. She told me the highway was always backed up around lunchtime and only an out-of-towner would use the highway. Was I an out-of-towner? Where was I from? I told her I lived in Howell. "Howell?" she said. "And you don't know about the back roads? My husband always took the back roads. He was a Howell boy. He would never have taken the highway." I said, "Yes, ma'am." She started telling me about her husband. He had been a teacher. He had taught middle school history for 32 years. He had taken the back roads to work every single day, even when the highway was open, even when there was no traffic, because he liked seeing the same trees change every season. She said this like it proved a point about me. We came to an intersection. I was going to go straight because the GPS was now routing me through a residential neighborhood to get back to her address. "Why are you going straight?" she said. "You should have turned. You should have turned back there. Now you're going to have to go around." I started to feel my stomach tighten. I have been doing this long enough to know what's coming. She was going to one-star me. She was going to leave a long written complaint. She was going to say I went the wrong way on purpose, maybe to run up the fare. My rating would drop. I'd lose Premier eligibility for a week. I'd lose hundreds of dollars in income. I tried to be polite. I said, "I'm sorry, ma'am. I'm just following what the app tells me. I can take any route you'd prefer." "It's too late now," she said. "You already passed it." She was quiet for a minute. Then she said, "My husband would have known." We drove on. She kept giving small commentary. The pothole at the corner of Cedar should have been fixed by now, and the town was useless. The new diner had ruined the parking situation at the strip mall. The man at the pharmacy had charged her $2 more than the sign said, and she had said nothing because she was tired, and now she was angry at herself for being tired. The world had become a place where you had to argue for everything you used to be able to expect. I just kept driving. We pulled up at her building. It was one of those nice senior places with a fountain and clipped hedges and a sign that said resident parking in 2 large letters. She gathered her bag. She unbuckled. She paused. "Park there," she said, pointing. "Near the bench, not at the curb. The curb is for emergencies." I parked near the bench. She got out. She walked around to my window. I rolled it down. I expected her to say something terrible. I expected her to tell me she would be reporting me to Uber, to the police, to the New Jersey Department of Transportation. I had braced myself. Instead, she looked at me for a long moment. Her eyes were watery, which I had assumed was age, but now I wasn't sure. She said, "You were very patient with me today." I didn't know what to say. She said, "Today is the anniversary of my husband's death. He's been gone 4 years. I always think I'll be fine on this day, and then I am not fine. I am not a fussy woman normally. I want you to know that. I have been someone else's wife for 51 years, and today I had to be only myself for the whole morning, and I didn't do it very well. I said, "Ma'am, I'm very sorry." She reached into her purse. She handed me a folded $20 bill. She said, "He always tipped well." He said the people who drive you around have the hardest job in the world because you have to be polite to everyone, and most people aren't polite back. He was right. I am sorry I wasn't polite back. I think I needed to be cruel to someone today, so I wouldn't be cruel to myself. And you got the short straw. Please forgive me." She walked into the building. She did not look back. I sat in the parking lot for a while. The fountain made its small, useless sound. I'm going to tell you what I think about now, on the days when I want to be angry at a passenger. I think about what they might have woken up to that morning. I think about anniversaries I don't know they're keeping, diagnoses I don't know they got yesterday, phone calls I don't know they're avoiding, children they don't know how to talk to anymore, husbands they buried 4 years ago who would have known which way to go. Most of the time, when someone is rude to me, it has nothing to do with me. I'm just the only person in the car with them, which means I'm the only person available. They're not really angry at me. They're angry at the day. They're angry at the year. They're angry at the empty house they're going home to. I'm not saying it doesn't sting. It does. It always does. But I've stopped fighting back, even silently. I've stopped composing the angry response in my head as I drive. I've stopped imagining what I would have said if I were a different person. Because I think about that woman, and I think, what if I had snapped at her? What if I had said, "Ma'am, please, just let me drive"? What if I had earned the bad review she didn't end up leaving? She would have walked into her building and cried alone in her apartment on the anniversary of her husband's death, thinking the world had no patience left for her. And I would have driven away thinking I had been wronged, and neither of us would have known what the other was carrying. There's a thing I've come to believe. I believe that every person you interact with is going through something you can't see. Not most. Every single one. Including the ones who seem fine. Especially the ones who seem fine. So, when someone is rude to me now, I try to remember her. I try to remember the wrapped gift in her canvas bag. I never asked who it was for. I think it was for him. I think it was for nobody. I think she still buys him things sometimes because she doesn't know how to stop. I drive past that senior community sometimes. I don't see her, but I always slow down at the bench, just for a second. She probably never thinks about me at all. That's okay. It's not a thing she has to remember. It's a thing I have to.